Hello everyone. Today the problem we are trying to solve is the Leetcode problem number 13, that is the Roman to the integer conversion. Right. So in this particular problem statement, they have given certain characters of the English language, and here these characters represent certain values, right? And you have in the input, let's say see the input. We have, for example, 111. So you have to see the what is the value for I here, I. So it adds those value, right? So this is representing the 3. Let's take an example here, write all the different scenarios. Right, so first we will just here write I'm again writing the table. Whenever you see the I, it represent the 1, V, it represent the 5, X represent the 10, and L represent I think 50, C represent 100, D represent 500, and M represent 1000. Right. Now we will take the 3 examples that are given in the problem statement. In the first problem statement, they are given I, and the I. What is this value? This is representing the 3. How? So this is represent 1, this represent 1, and this represent 1. You added this value and it is giving the output as the 3. Second scenario, L, V, and 3 I's. Right, so what is the value of L? So we can see here it represent the 50, V here represent the 5, and these three are the representing 3 we know already from the case. So total it is output is 58. So given these values, we have to output these values. Given this, we have to print the output is this, right? Third scenario. So before actual lead code third scenario, I want to consider another case here. For example, we have given this, right? So here x is equal to represent the 10, I represent the 1, V represent the 5. So ideally how much output? So if we directly add this is giving the 16, but the 16 is the wrong answer. So whenever smaller, for example, I is smaller than the V, when in such case, we just subtract these value. Right, so this actually these two representing the 4 and this representing the 10. So actual output here is the 14. Right, so now I'm taking the third scenario of the lead code. So for example, here the M, C, M, X, C, I, V. Right, here M, you know it is representing the 1000, but this CM, so it is 1000 minus this C is the 100. So it represents the 900. XC is the C is your 100, X is your 10. So subtracting this representing the 90. Again, this is the 5 and subtracting this value 1. So it's representing the 4. And then add these values. So it's representing 1994. Right. So given this input, you have to come up with this answer. So what will be our strategy to solve this particular problem? Right. First, we take the positive, completely positive case. I. Right. You take a pointer C. Okay. First, you take a map, and in that you write all these things. For example, the character I represent 1, and V represent 5, X represent 10, and yours, sorry, L represent 50, C represent 100, D represent 500, and M represent 1000. Right, in this map you have populated. Now just it is simple, you are iterating character by character. First you look for the L. Oh, it's 50. You write, you store somewhere result, right? Then you find the next character. Oh, it's represent the 5. Next character, your current key keep on shifting. Once your character represent here, it says the 1. It's moves again character, it gives the 1, it gives the C. Is the 1, you add all these values, it gives the answer 58. So this is the positive scenario. You know you have to iterate one character by character, right? Now take another scenario that is negative scenario. So if we again take the scenario x1b. So here, for example, here we know we will take 2 pointer. First is the previous, second is the current. In case of the previous is null, so it means yeah, that is definitely positive case. We look into the x. X represent here the 10. So we directly add the 10 to our result. Right, now we move our current C, and the previous will be moved here. When the current is smaller than the previous, definitely what we do, we add here the 1. So we add this particular plus. Now we again move the current, and the previous will be at this time at this particular point. Now what we observe, our current is greater than the previous. Right? In that case, we have to actually subtract this value. So we have to subtract this value, so right, -1, and we added this +5. But doing this, we already added this ones here, right? So we have to also remove this ones again. So now this answer will result into the 14. So this is the right output. I hope you understand. Let's write into the move into the code. First we have to do first map, and we have to character और integer का एक map बनाएंगे. New hash map. Right. Now we will initialize the map with the different values. There are the different ways you can initialize the map, but most of the things that are things in the Java 9, those are not supported by the Leetcode. So I'm writing just in adding with the map dot put. Right. So here, for example, I is representing the one I'm saying here. Again, we can just so 5 is our V, X is our 10, next is statement is 50, represented by L, C represented by 100, now 500 is D, and next is the M that represents the 1000. This is our M. Right? यहाँ तक हमने क्या किया, मैप इनिशियलाइज कर लिया है इन सारी मैपिंग के साथ. नाउ दिस इज नाउ मोर सिंपलर प्रॉब्लम. राइट, यू हैव टू इटरेट करेक्टर बाय करेक्टर कैर सी एच on which on the string. So इसको लिखने के लिए आप लिखते हो 2 char array. Right? Now we will iterate. It will this for loop take one character by the character from this particular string. Right? लेकिन इससे पहले we have to initialize our result value into result is equal to 0, and this final result value will be written as the response. Right? So everything we have to populate into our result. We need one more thing here. So जो आपका कैरेक्टर होता है इसका हम एक प्रीवियस डिफाइन करेंगे, प्रीवियस को नल से इनिशियलाइज करेंगे. Right? Why I take it an object type instead of directly write the char? So because I can assign it a null value. Right? Now we know we have what we have to do. First we have to check if our previous is equal to null. Right? अगर previous null है तो इसमें कुछ नहीं है, आपको result में क्या कर देना है, ऐड कर देना मैप से एक उस करेक्टर के कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग जो भी वैल्यू उस मैप में. दिस इज अ वेरी सिंपल केस. एल्स एल्स हम क्या करेंगे, करंट वैल्यू निकालेंगे. करंट वैल्यू क्या है हमारी, map dot get again the current character. What is the current character? This is our map value, and again we compute the previous value as well. Map dot get और here आपका previous. If your current val is less than previous, ठीक है. तो इस केस में आप क्या करेंगे, अगर आपका जो करंट है वो छोटा होता जा रहा है, राइट, इस केस में यू कीप ऑन एडिंग. सो इन रिजल्ट प्लस इज इक्वल टू में आप करंट वैल्यू को ऐड कर देंगे. एल्स एल्स का मतलब क्या है कि जो आपका प्रीवियस नंबर था वो अब छोटा रह गया आपके करंट वैल्यू से. इसका मतलब आपने जो करंट वैल्यू जो पहले ऐड कर दी थी, राइट, उसे भी रिमूव करना है. रिजल्ट में क्या ऐड करेंगे, देखो करंट वैल्यू को तो आप ऐड करेंगे माइनस प्रीवियस वैल्यू जो आपने लास्ट टाइम ऐड कर दी थी, और एक बार तो एक्चुअल में सब्ट्रैक्ट करना है आपको. राइट, सो दैट्स व्हाई वी हैव टू सब्ट्रैक्ट इट हियर 2 times. Right, this is I think is done, but you have to reset your previous value. Right, how you are going to reset your previous value, you are setting it with the ch. Does it make sense? I think it should run. Let's try. Oh, something wrong here. Oh, sorry. think, yeah. Right. So we can try our other scenarios as well. For example, this particular string we can try. You can go here, you can replace this test case, try it. Again, we can try this all the test case, these positive scenario. Let's try another negative scenario here. Oh, okay. All test case passes, so we are good here. We can submit our code and it's accepted. Probably. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.